That was a montage of Stewart's faces last night as his Dolphins got their tails spiked.
Wow.
They may shut down the government, they may stop Obamacare, but they cannot stop electric football. Week 5, baby!
We're a force.
What did he just say?
We're a force.
Oh, we're a force. I thought he said we.
My apologies up front. I just had my eyes checked, and everything is blurry because my pupils are so dilated, I can't even read.
I thought he said we're the fourth, which I don't know what that meant.
We are the force to be reckoned with.
Somebody needs to fix their brakes out there.
Yeah.
What a great slate of games this week. Just absolutely spectacular. But before we get into that, I'd like to say goodbye to NFL great L.C. Greenwood, who passed. Big part of the Steel Curtain. And I'd like you all to think just for a minute about going to Gridiron Greats, which is a nonprofit that helps ex-players from the 70s and earlier deal with some of the issues that they're dealing with post-football. So goodbye to L.C. Greenwood.
You were a man.
Loved watching your teams as a kid. And think about going and visiting and learning about Gridiron Greats. That's my little plug for the NFL today. Let's jump into the game.
Okay.
Whoa, we're jumping into the games.
You are.
You got a Thursday game, which is Buffalo at the Browns. And I don't think anyone would have been excited about this game except for one thing. Cleveland fans are, because Brian Hoyer.
Hoyer?
Woo!
Who?
Horton here's a Hoyer?
Hoyer.
Has come
You
out
can't
of...
put me in jail. Get my Hoyer.
Wow.
Sorry.
Has come out of nowhere and got him on a 2-game winning streak, including a thromping, not thromping. What's a thromping?
A thrumping.
It's a stomping and a throttling is a thromping of my Vikes. So I think people are really excited in Cleveland. I think they're thrilled to be on a national game.
Without Trent Richardson.
They're doing it without Trent Richardson, great point. And, the Bills are also coming off a big win, too, having beaten the Ravens. But how often are you going to get 5 interceptions? Kiko Alonso, I'm going to start saying that name. He's got 4 interceptions already this year. Don't think it's going to happen this time. I think you get a dog pounding from a very excited Cleveland team. Thank you. I worked on that all day today.
That was great.
So I'm taking the Browns. Stu?
Yeah, I like the doggies in the pound this week. Hoyer's playing better. Cleveland's defense is pretty darn good. Buffalo, until they show, who Cleveland's consistent. No point. Take the Browns.
Okay. We move right on to New England at the Bengals. Another really good matchup. You wouldn't think, based on the record, because New England is 4-0, and that's all Brady, as far as I'm concerned, with a little Belichick sprinkled on top for flavor.
Yeah. Can anyone stop Brady? I mean, besides Tom Coughlin?
And, and his own receivers right now, because he's really throwing to nobody. And somehow they're winning games that I wouldn't have thought they were going to win. And the exact opposite of the Bengals, really. I think the question starts to become sometimes when you look at teams, are they too good for their own good? Meaning, is Dalton just good enough to keep you mediocre? Just good enough to tease you we got a shot at this? And the same with, their coaching. Are they just never going to get over the hump? And that's how the Bengals feel. I was very excited about them. They were one of my big preseason, this is the year for our Bengals. And one of the ones I've been wrong on so far. And yet I'm going to take them this time.
Wow.
I just think New England, it's got to catch up to them. The loss of talent, the loss of personnel. And once again, it is, in Cincinnati. Give me the Bengals.
Look what Brady did. I mean, he's throwing to literally nobody. A guy named Mulligan is a tight end, and he's catching touchdowns. I mean, there's Vernon Davis. I thought he'd have a monster year. He's tied with Mulligan for touchdowns, I think. It's just ridiculous. Until somebody stops Tom Brady, I'm not getting off the Tom Brady wagon train. I'd love Tom Brady to get off the Tom Brady wagon train. But the Bengals are a sham. They're not who I thought that they were going to be. And even though they're home, Brady knows how to win, and Ginger Dalton doesn't.
Sounding a little Dennis Green-like there for a second.
We know who they thought we were. I don't know.
So we have Detroit at a well-rested Green Bay. And
notice my pupils are dilated.
Here's one of the interesting things. If you look at Matthew Stafford's stats through the first 50 games of his career, they match up with anybody. I don't think that's going to matter. I honestly think that he might be in that category of quarterbacks that's never quite going to get him over the hump. And he does have talented guys to throw to. So I think he's benefiting from some of the receivers he's had. I think Aaron Rodgers is the most precise quarterback in the league right now. I'm not saying he's the best quarterback in the league right now, but his precision is almost unbelievable.
Mhm.
His ability to put a ball in exactly where he wants to place it on the sidelines over a defensive back where only his receiver can make a catch,
Mhm.
it just impresses the hell out of me. I like the Pack in this one.
Yeah, I like the Kitties right now. They're playing the last two games. They've scored a lot of points. They're playing well. But Green Bay's rested. They're coming off a bye week. They're playing in Lambeau. I'm taking the Lombardis this week. I just think, you know, Detroit has yet to prove to me that they can always beat the teams they need to beat.
Okay. Talking about 4-0, we get Seattle going to the Colts. And this is another, like, the matchups this week are really perfectly even as far as I'm concerned. If this was in Seattle, it's sort of a no-brainer. What Seattle did last week was scary. They pretty
Came
much
back on the road.
they had pretty much handed the game to the Texans. And then Richard Sherman, I believe he did it with only one shoe on. I could be wrong about that, but you know he's shoeless Richard Sherman. He's running for a touchdown. He brings him back. Matt Schaub, throw him in the pile with
He's gone after this year, boy.
you know, good enough to get us close, but not good enough to take us there, not to the promised land kind of quarterbacks.
There's too much talent on this team to not win a Super Bowl. My God, you couldn't ask for a more stacked team. Is it the coach? Is it the quarterback? Is it both? I think they're both gone at the end of the season.
And injuries. The Cushing injury last year, and I believe he suffered a concussion this time around. He's really the emotional leader of that defense. I know J.J. Watt is, all everything. But Cushing is the vocal leader, it seems to me. So his loss hurts. They're saying he's going to play. I don't know how you determine that. This is Tuesday, coming off a concussion on Sunday. But he's saying he's going to play. Colts started out slow. Colts are kind of scary in this game. Trent Richardson has not had the great monster impact that yours truly
Yeah, he's just getting there,
thought he would. Yeah, but I thought he could do it on a better offensive line, talent, and the defenses would have to respect Andrew Luck a lot more than they did the Cleveland quarterbacks. That hasn't materialized yet, not to say that it won't as he gets more familiar, but it has not materialized yet. I'm taking the Seahawks. I'm taking the Road Hawks, like you said last week.
Yeah.
You?
I don't know. I mean, the Hawks never went on the road. They came back and proved that they can. That's a big deal for Seattle. Can they afford to lose this game? They probably can. A second road game in a row. I'm not sold that Andrew Luck is the second coming of Peyton Manning. He's a very, very good quarterback, no doubt about it. But I don't know. 2 in a row. Yes, I'm taking Seattle, looking to have them go 5-0 here.
All right. I'm going to let Stu handle this next one because it involves his Dolphins. So we have the Ravens at the Dolphins. If I may jump in, why does the Dolphin not have a helmet anymore? That's what my kid asked me, and I couldn't answer that. I'm hoping you can.
Well, I don't know why they took it off. I grew up with a regular-looking Dolphin and a little helmet with an M on it. Then they changed it to cartoon Dolphin with the helmet, the angry Dolphin. When they changed the colors in the helmet, I was really not in favor of it, but they kind of went back to the colors that we were when I was growing up, and it's at least an actual looking dolphin, not a stupid mad looking thing. It's growing on me, and for some reason in a more parallel, well, this is too much talk about a helmet, but with the dolphin facing more parallel when they're moving, it looks kind of cool because the dolphin's swimming.
Put a helmet on that mammal fish.
Yes. I don't know what to think. I mean, you're going up against Drew Brees and one of the greatest offensive minds in the game, and Miami gets shellacked. I didn't expect to win this game. I didn't expect to beat Atlanta. What I did expect is on 3rd and inches to go up the friggin' middle. I don't know what Philbin and his team thought. His excuse was, we've run this play many times. Well, have you run it for positive yardage? Because running it sideways is negative yardage. Baltimore. I picked them to win the division. It's a crappy division right now. They could still win it. But I think that the Dolphins are a little embarrassed on the national stage. They finally get another home game after 3 weeks out of 4 on the road, and they're heading into the bye. I think they have a point to make. I'm not sold that Baltimore can run against Miami, and if Cam Wake can get on the field again, I feel better about it. But I'm taking Miami here.
Now, I may be wrong on this, but did Joe Flacco's wife have a kid on Sunday? I believe she may have. I know she had a kid on a Sunday. I was listening to the radio today.
Wow.
I don't know if it was this Sunday. I doubt she's going to have another one this coming up Sunday. he had a horrible game against the Bills. The Dolphins played pretty tough. I mean, there were some mistakes. Tannehill with the
Yeah,
ball.
well, we were
You know,
close at halftime.
you have to have a little more ball security, Mr. Tannehill,
No
but
shit.
he's learning. Uh, I'm going to take the Dolphins in this one.
Wow.
I am.
Oh, welcome to the world of Miami.
I'm not that impressed by the Ravens this year.
Yeah, me either.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Going to a team that was impressive, though depressing for Stewart, the 4-0 Saints. They are 4-0, right?
Yes, they are.
At the Chicago Bears. And the Saints look great.
Yep.
There's Jimmy Graham is just a monster.
Stupid good. He's just stupid good.
Their defense is swarming.
Sproles was ridiculous. I mean, that guy, how long has he been playing? 1947, I think he joined the league.
I love the little quick backs like him.
So
I
much
love
fun to watch.
I love the Sproles, the Dexter McClusters of the world. I love those guys. And I was actually trying to show my kid how to act like Sproles, because if you're going to be little, you better be fast.
Yep.
And as a Brown, we're usually neither. Bears, I don't know what to make of the Bears. I never do. Their defense is very opportunistic. They can win you a game any week. Cutler, I'm not a fan. Just not. I think he'd throw him in the pot. I'm going to create a big pile of mediocre quarterbacks, and I'm going to put Jay Cutler in there. Talent-wise, he may not be mediocre, but what he puts out there on the field, mediocre. Give me the Saints in this one. I know it's going to be tough, coming off a Monday night win. I know going to Chicago is no pleasure dome for a dome team, but I'm taking the Saints. I'm taking Drew. Speaking of little guys that I love, Drew Brees. Gotta love that guy.
Yeah, he's got to hop when he throws. He has to hop so he can see who he's throwing to.
He's such a cute little Smurf.
I love him.
Yeah, God bless him.
Could have been a Dolphin.
So I'm taking the Saints. You?
Yeah, I'm taking the Saints this time. You know, Chicago, I would barely ever not take Chicago at home because it's going to be 65 degrees and sunny. There's no weather advantage here. I checked with the weatherman, and it's going to be a beautiful day. I did.
Stu's been reading the Farmer's Almanac.
I have, and wait till February.
Yeah, it's going to snow for the Super Bowl, everybody. 19 inches.
Yep, can't wait. But, yeah, you know, after watching them for a full game for the first time this season, I dare anybody to stop that team. Drew Brees just knows who's open. If he just looks at the line, looks at who's covering who, and picks the right guy, and every throw's 15 yards. It's Saints.
Okay. Now we have a battle of desperate teams. The Eagles at the Giants. And sort of a contrast in excuses for why your team stinks, blaming it on the coach. Everyone's blaming the Eagles for, Chip Kelly, the system isn't going to work, he's a college coach, blah, blah, blah. Over here on the Giants, 0-4 Giants, I might say, everyone's like, they're tuning Tom Coughlin out. He's been there too long. It's stale. Come on. Come on. So a coach is either too young or a coach has been there too long, just happen to win a couple of Super Bowls. This game is going to come down to which team quits on their coach first. And my prediction is it's going to be the Giants.
Me too.
Okay.
Glad you went that way.
Yeah, I'm surprised. It seems to me that Chip Kelly is going to have at least the team buy-in for a little while longer. There was the enthusiasm of having the new coach in there, and just the sniping that the Giants have already started to do. Now, maybe because we're in New Jersey, we're hearing it more than we would if we were in South Jersey. Get Mullen Mears on the line, see what they're saying about.
Hey, Mullen Mears, what's going on over there?
See what they're saying about Philly on what is that? The Whip radio down there. WHIP.
There's still radio,
but sports radio. It's the only stuff I listen to. It seems to me that Eagles got a couple players with some quit in them. Deshaun Jackson's got a lot of quit in him. But it seems to me the Giants are sniping on both sides of the ball. You've got guys like Hakeem Nicks saying, I can't throw it to myself. Well, you know what? Don't drop it when you're behind the defense and he's hitting you in the hands.
And it's in your hands.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, that was awful.
Had Eli come out with the quote, well, I can't hit him anywhere but the hands, he would have had a legitimate point. He doesn't say that kind of stuff. I'll say it for him. Victor Cruz, we should have gone for it. Everyone wants to go. I want to go for it on every freaking down. That's why I'm not an NFL coach. I'm emotional. I'm a fan, but I'm not. I wouldn't last. What did Jerry Glanville or one of those guys say? Not for long.
Oh, the NFL.
The NFL, not for long. That's how it would be if you coached like Victor Cruz wanted to. You got Justin Tuck saying like, if they don't stick with the coach, I'll punch people in the mouth. You've got Antrell Roll saying we can still go, 12-4. Ain't gonna happen.
Right.
You got problems on both lines, offensive line, defensive line.
No running game.
Give me the Eagles. I hate to say it. Giants 0-5.
I'm with you. JPP looks injured. I don't think he's playing 100%. A couple of the guys look nicked up. Deal and Boss were out. I don't know who's going to be blocking for Eli, but he's going to be like Tannehill pretty soon. The Swiss cheese offensive line is going to get killed out there. They've got no running game to be a threat, so they can just tee off on them. Yeah, I'm taking the Eagles here. McCoy's still got some bite in him.
That's an excellent. McCoy's leading the league in rushing.
Yep.
If I were Chip Kelly, I would think long and hard about riding McCoy for this game.
Yeah.
All right, we move on to the teams that beat the New York teams last week. We've got the 4-0 Chiefs at the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that the Titans are lockerless, so I don't know where they're going to get dressed.
Oh.
Yeah, folks.
All week he was working on that.
That's why you're here for EF. No, but seriously, the Chiefs are bringing an amazing amount of pressure on teams. The Chiefs have special teams guys like Dexter McCluster who turned that game around. Not turned it around, but pretty much stole any.
Made a statement.
He took his fist. He punched the Giants in the heart. He ripped out their heart, and they went, "Get this out of here." Sorry. Jamal Charles is rapidly becoming one of my favorite running backs, not only for his ability to be a great runner, a great outside and tough inside runner, a great pass catcher, but also he is a hell of a pass blocker.
Well, he's got a quarterback now. Alex Smith, say what you will. I think San Francisco got rid of him too early, and good for the Kansas City Chiefs. It's a team that I've kind of always had a soft spot in my heart. It was my dad's favorite team. So I never rooted against them unless they played Miami on Christmas Day for 4 or 5 hours. But I still think Tennessee has a chance to win here. Their defense is playing very well. Fitzpatrick's the key. Yeah, if Fitzpatrick plays like he did when he was playing well in Buffalo, they've got a mighty good chance. If he plays like Fitzpatrick played the last 5 games in Buffalo, Kansas City will rip him. So it's tough for Kansas City to keep it going like this. They're 4-0. They look very good. It's hard to keep that consistency going.
All right, so Stu's had a good year up until that pick. We'll apologize for that pick.
No, I was terrible last week.
Okay, so Stu was terrible the last couple of weeks. Anyway, speaking of terrible, we have the Jaguars at the Rams, and we're not going to stick on this game long. Rich, I'm sorry, the Jaguars are horrible. They might be able to equal that other horrible, historic Florida team, Tampa Bay. Blaine Gabbert has just been the death of the franchise.
I just wrote 42-3 Rams. That's my preview of the game.
Now we'll move on. Carolina at the Cardinals, and
this actually is a game.
Yes, it is, but I'm gonna base this solely on their logos. Big cats eat birds. I don't see a way that Carolina loses this. They're coming off a bye. They're coming off a big win in their last game against the Giants, who they absolutely spanked. And I think Cam Newton is a much more versatile quarterback at this point than Carson Palmer.
Yeah. Arizona barely beat Tampa. Carolina mauled the Giants. I mean, that if you're going to look at offenses just that way, that's a pretty good indication of what you're going to get. Larry Fitzgerald, I think we say it every week, why are you still there? But until Carolina shows me that wasn't a one-hit wonder week, and I don't think it was, I mean, I've never seen a team dismantle someone like the Panthers did to the Giants so easily in a long time, and I think Carolina can do it again here.
Right, and you have no confidence in the Cardinals coming off, barely beating and being behind for most of the game against Tampa Bay.
I'm cautiously taking Carolina.
All right, so this one's going to be fun for me, folks. The 4-0 Denver Broncos go into the Cowboys, who are supposed to be able to lasso Broncos and tame them. Ain't gonna happen, folks. Phillip Rivers just ran wild on the Cowboys, throwing to little Danny Woodhead.
I know.
If you can't stop Danny Woodhead, you think you're going to stop Welker, Thomas, Decker? It ain't going to happen. Peyton Manning is having a historic season.
And they don't need a running game. Don't even worry about it.
The only thing that can derail him is if the Cowboys can get a massive amount of pressure on him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see that happening. No, Sean Moreno is averaging 5.2 yards a carry.
He's also averaging 10 yards a game. I mean, they're not running the ball.
Right, but when they do, it's effective.
Yeah, well, it's Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
You and I would look pretty damn good with Peyton Manning throwing a play-action pass at us.
And they're doing it without Von Miller, and they lost Elvis Dumerville in the offseason, and their defense is doing fine. Yeah, they are outscoring people, but the defense is holding up their end. Give me the Broncos. I don't see any way the Cowboys can hold up.
Yeah. Finally, Denver's on the road, so let's see. Can they beat the Cowboys? Yeah, Cowboys totally disappointing me this year. So until Peyton Manning throws an interception or at least an incomplete, take Denver.
Yeah, as long as
Machine.
he stays healthy and as long as he stays upright, I don't see him losing this one. That's for sure.
It must be nice to pick the team you want to go to.
Texans at San Francisco. San Francisco coming off a long week because they had that stupid Thursday night game.
Yeah.
San Francisco reestablishing themselves as a dangerous team. The Texans coming off a demoralizing loss. I think that San Francisco is going to be more physical than the Texans, which both defenses are very, very physical.
Mm-hmm.
Both defenses are an awful lot of fun to watch.
Yeah.
I think the San Francisco secondary is a little bit better, and I think Matt Schaub is the complete and utter weak spot.
Yeah.
He should not be throwing up 7. He should not be throwing that pick.
If this were in Houston, like the game against Seattle was, I'd probably go Houston here and cross my fingers. I think San Francisco is going to come spank the crap out of them. I think Houston is going to be looking for a new coach midseason. They're not winning the games that they should win. I've been saying it for 5 weeks now, but San Francisco's they're not that bad with the way the couple games they stumbled in. This is where they're going to make their statement, kind of like Seattle did on the road. We can beat you on the road, and San Francisco's going to beat you at home.
We, as prognosticators, we all do this. There are a few teams that you just can't get right, and the Texans have been very tough for us.
Yeah.
A team and a quarterback that I might take off that scrap heap of guys that may not be able to get you over the hump. Philip Rivers is playing great for the Chargers.
Finally.
The river is running now that the gates have gotten open. Antonio Gates is putting up numbers like he used to. I guess he's gotten a little healthier. The difference between being a great NFL player and being average can come down to not is he injured, but what have injuries taken away from him?
Mm-hmm.
JPP for the Giants is a perfect example of that. He's lost that little extra athleticism that let him get around big blockers,
right.
That little explosiveness, the back injuries, whatever it has been. And Antonio Gates, maybe he's just gotten that little extra bit of health that's allowing him to do what he's doing this. We said before, Danny Woodhead has been a surprisingly good acquisition for them. The Raiders are in disarray again. Here's a surprise. What happens every year?
It's a shame, man. That was a franchise, man.
Oh, I know. Talking about L.C. Greenwood, talking about Denver being an up-and-coming Super Bowl pick reminds you of like the Steel Curtain, the Orange Crush, Rulon Jones, Craig Morton. You know what I mean? And the Raiders were right in the heart of that, and now they're an embarrassment. It's really sad to see. If you were a fan, as us old guys were in the 70s, it's really sad to see how far down they've fallen.
Yeah.
So give me the Chargers and Stu.
Yeah, I'm going to say that Philip Rivers is better than Matt Flynn. I don't know what the Raiders are even going to throw at the Chargers this week that's going to make anyone nervous. I know the Raiders are at home and it's hard to win in the black hole, but
it's not that hard anymore.
Not anymore. And you know what? Chargers look rejuvenated. Philip Rivers is on target. Last year I would have picked the Raiders without even looking at the game because I didn't believe in Philip Rivers. Starting to come around again. I think has he either matured? Has he caught on? He doesn't have the greatest players around him. It's just happening for him. It's an interesting thing to watch.
And earlier on, he did have the great players around him. So it is interesting to see what he's been able to do.
That's what I mean. I mean, name a receiver on the Chargers.
So we're going to move on to the Jets.
See what I mean?
We're going to move on to the Jets at the Falcons on the Monday night game. And the Jets defense has been good to very good, which means Rex Ryan will be a defensive coordinator next year because he's not going to be a head coach. That's just it's in the books right now, folks.
Someone's waiting for him.
Yeah. He's going to be on the national stage. He's got Geno Smith coming off of a confidence-breaking game and looking on the sidelines, just looking morose.
Can you see butt fumble too?
We haven't quite gotten to that. They seem to have. I guess Sanchez is going to go under the knife.
Well, he's done.
All
He's out for the
season.
season.
Yeah.
It was announced today.
It's like it's almost like they did that just to get him out of the way. Like,
Yeah.
bury,
Thanks for playing.
bury
Clean out
the
your locker.
body so that he wouldn't erode Geno Smith's confidence more. But I think the Falcons are going to erode Geno Smith's confidence greatly. The Falcons are one of those teams that I was really big on. There were 3 teams I'd say four. My Vikings. You can't blame me for that. I'm a fan. But there were 3 teams I was really big on early in the season, our preseason show. Go back and watch it. There's only been about 5 views. The Bengals, the Chiefs, the Falcons. These are the type of teams that I was really big on. The Chiefs have come through for me. The Bengals and the Falcons have not. But I think they come through this week, and I think they come through easily against the Jets. The Jets will not have Santonio Holmes. They probably won't have Stephen Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Even with him, they're a subpar wide receiving core. Geno Smith's confidence is completely shaken. The defense might keep them in the game for a short time, but Falcons romp.
Yeah, the AFC East so far has beaten the Falcons 2 games in a row. I don't see it happen a 3rd week in a row. The Jets don't have the talent on offense to put up that many points on the board. So watch them win here because it'll be the year the AFC East beats the Falcons. Falcons are a complete disappointment this year. I think what's his face, the coach, Mike Smith. I don't think he's got long for this world, man. He's got championship caliber offensive players, and he's losing. That's what I love about this game. I mean, everyone could say, oh, it's the Falcons and the Bengals and everything. You look at these teams, you're going, oh, look, it's the Chiefs. I mean, everyone's going to pick the Broncos, but look at some of the teams that are winning that you didn't expect to, and look at the ones you thought were going to and didn't.
Yeah, I mean, Falcons can claim some injuries. Croy Bierman, that really hurts their pass rush, and Steven Jackson, but they should be beating some of the teams they've lost to.
Yep.
And they are not looking like a championship contender, which I thought they were going to be, preseason.
Right.
So that's our wrap-up for Electric
That's our
Football.
show. Yeah.
We'd like to thank everybody for watching. Please feel free to comment below. We're not really knocking the ballpark out, but we will try and respond to your comments.
We will do that. And forgive the editing. We found an easier way to upload and not have to spend 4 hours downloading into YouTube. So, in your head you can be going,
we'll show that again sooner or later because that was the best part of this show.
It is the best part of the show is our graphics.
Anyway, I'm Steve Brown.
I'm Stu Pace. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Enjoy the games. Bye-bye.